You've had a chance to play around a little bit. It's time to watch some videos to learn a little bit more about what all of this means. If you go up in your Bubble editor to the question mark and click on it, you'll see the Help Center. The Help Center has a bunch of great information. So if you click on these videos, you'll be able to watch these videos. And then if you scroll down, you'll see the manual, the Academy, the forum, and other things. So I am going to ask you for this part of the class to watch the recommended videos, starting with this application editor walkthrough. So you can click here to watch it kind of full screen, but it might be simpler to just watch it in this editor. And you can click that to expand it. So this will just give you a walkthrough.
And in Bubble, we have 7 tabs.
You can also increase the speed. So if you're like me, it's actually easier to pay attention when you increase the speed
for managing data your users create
to 2x. So as you're watching, and if it's making sense and it's easy, increase the speed to 2x so that you can kind of get through it quickly. And then when you get to a point where you're like, oh, I don't really understand that, this is a little confusing, I usually will rewind it back and set the editor to be at normal speed or even a little bit slower. So that is the first video. So the next section is to watch all of these videos. They're not very long. The application editor video, designing interface, the workflow tab, the data tab, the property editor, building user sign up login, and deploying and scaling your Bubble app. Now, it may seem like this is not very useful to watch all of these videos, especially if you've already played around with it and figured it out. But there's one really important thing that these videos do, even if you already have figured out how to use all of what they describe. And that is that they give you the vocabulary. So, for example, here, this
is the editor.
He calls it the editor.
We have 7 tabs to help you build your app.
So he's coming up with the vocabulary.
Design for defining your app's visual appeal.
So when you need help, if you don't have the vocabulary, you can't ask for help. So these videos are establishing the vocabulary for when you describe the different parts of the editor, when you describe the elements, when you describe the menu, when you describe these little dynamic data things that pop up, these expressions that you build. All of that is really important to be able to use the right terms so that you can ask for help, and so that when people tell you how to do something, you can understand what they're telling you to do. So it's worth it to watch all of these end to end, if only to learn the words and the vocabulary for describing what this is. If you know the vocabulary, then you can figure it out later. If you don't know the vocabulary, then you're kind of on your own. So learn the vocabulary by watching these videos.